Star Wars Genesis. Now, I started hearing about this recently because, ironically, I was actually looking into Starfield. I wanted to play a video game. Now, if you don't know about video games, that's okay. I try my best to speak in a way that a layman could understand. You know, when I go into things, I like to understand things in an objective way. If you go into martial arts, you have no idea what they're talking about, say all these names, numbers. It's just a video game on a computer. Starfield, they put millions of dollars into this game. They put years of effort into this game. I think upwards of 5, it might have been 8 years they poured into this game. The publisher is known for creating beautiful works of art that fans love. Everyone was excited, looking forward to this game. Space exploration game, what could be better? We're having all these infinite space exploration video games. People are looking forward to it. Oh, I can fly out into space, I can explore, do whatever I want, I can do these quests. That sounds amazing. Who doesn't want to explore distant planets with aliens and all, quests? That sounds amazing, even if you're not really a gamer. I mean, it's like, wow, I can explore the infinite universe. They've done this. With, the name escapes me, but there was a big game. Nah, it's gone. I'll be here all day. I'll remember at the moment I turn the camera off. But there's a game where you could literally explore infinite galaxies in beautiful galaxies, and it's like, that's exciting. People see those kinds of games, and you put that into a big developer and mix, a quest in with it. Oh man, game comes out absolute garbage. The community 100% agrees. No one likes it. It was a mess. They could have done so much. They had the world in their. They could have done so much. They didn't. They chose not to. They put a lot of work in, but the fans unanimously, it's not a good game. I was wanting a game. That's the kind of game I want. I want to be able to explore. I want to be able to kind of have my agency over where and what I want to do and when and how I want to do it. Having freedom is a beautiful thing, and it just, it flopped. For example, you want to go explore to another planet? Let's say there's a city on this planet that you know of. You want to land outside the city and sneak in because you're wanted, you're a criminal, or you have what's it called, outlawed material on your ship. I don't know. I haven't played the game, but I've read a lot about it. You're wanted. Let's say you're wanted. You can't fly into the city. The cops will nab you. So you go, okay, I'm gonna land in a distant area, and I'll walk into town, and I'll be sneaky. There's invisible walls in the game, so there's no infinite exploration. There's invisible walls. You can't do it. Okay? I want to explore with freedom. So if you land outside the city and try and walk into the city, you can't do it. You're going to hit an invisible wall. You have to fly back into outer space. And another huge problem about the game is the loading screens. You get in your spaceship, there's a loading screen. You leave the orbit, there's a loading screen. You land on a planet, there's a loading screen. You go into a city, there's a loading screen. A lot of us are used to loading screens. If you don't know what that is, you play a video game. Let's say you go up to a door, and then all of a sudden you lose control of your character, and you see kind of a visual happen, or you see just a picture and a loading bar. You're not playing the game. You're waiting for the next area to load so that you can continue playing the game. People don't like that. People like open world. You can't do that. There's a lot. That's my personal. There's a lot of things people didn't like about the games. It was like uninspired, is what people said about the quest, the stories. Okay, I'm getting there. Star Wars. I'm a big fan. I hate what Kathleen Kennedy did. I hate what Disney did. I hate a lot the irony. I used to work for Disney. I hate what Disney has done to one of the most beautiful stories, a story about redemption. That's what Star Wars is. Listen to George Lucas talk about Star Wars. Don't listen to all these other pundits. The only two people you should be listening to is George Lucas and a guy named, don't know his name. Star Wars Theory is the name of his YouTube channel. Check him out. He is a true fan. He talks about it objectively. He understands what the story's about. He listens to Lucas. The story is beautiful. You have someone in Darth, by now, if you haven't seen him, dude, is a spoiler. You have a guy named Anakin. He falls. He betrays his loved ones. He kills. He murders. He sets the galaxy on fire, practically. He destroys millions of lives. And at the end, Luke reminds him, this is not who you are. Be good. Do what is right. And of course, he overthrows the Sith Lord. And they undo all that. So I refuse to watch. I think it was like episode 8 or 9. I think it was episode 9. I refuse to watch it just because I'm not going to allow a beautiful story to be destroyed just so I can be entertained for 2 hours. It's a beautiful story. I'm gonna leave it as it is. There's so much beauty in Star Wars. So all that to say, I'm not, as again, this is Owen Lee yaps. I'm not in with all of the Mandalorian I heard was great. There's a lot of Star Wars shows. There's a lot of crap too. Not in with all the newer stuff. I basically go 1 through 6 and that's basically it for me. But they incorporate that whole universe. They incorporate everything. New stuff, Mandalorian, or the Bounty Hunter, I think was one of the shows, all the way back to the originals, up to the lovable characters from 4, 5, 6. They incorporated a community of modders. If you don't know what a modder is someone that goes into a video game and changes how things look and how things behave inside of a video game. So for example, in a game where, say, there are dragons you have to slay, there's a modification, where you can change the dragon into Thomas the train engine, okay? So you're fighting this dragon in the normal version. No, I want to change this game around. You open it up, boom, it's Thomas the train. You're fighting this locomotive in the sky with dragon wing, So you can do a lot of cool things with mods. What they did with Starfield, not the most successful video game. They completely overhauled everything, every character, every voice line, every piece of artwork on the wall that you see, all Star Wars. You can do so much. I just found out you can get a Naboo starfighter. That was one of my first thoughts. I love the Naboo starfighter. I think it's the most beautiful spacecraft. I've always been a fan of spaceships. You can get one. You can be a bounty hunter. The Boba Fett, Jango Fett. They are, I think they're Mandalorian. As I said, I didn't watch the show. I apologize. Y'all are gonna not be happy with the fact I can't remember. I believe a Mandalorian is a race of people, and I believe a lot of them tend to be bounty hunters. I could be mistaken on that. I digress. You can be so many different characters. You can be, if you've seen the original, Boba Fett and Jango Fett both were bounty hunters, and they wore this very cool, I believe it's called Mandalorian armor. You can be one of those. You can be, I think you can be Jar Jar, but you can do whatever. Lightsaber mod is coming out. If it's not released now, it will release soon. It used to be difficult. If you're not a video game person, that's fine. They made it easy. It used to be difficult. You had to install a bunch of different things. They made it all into one cumulative install. So you can just download the game, go to their website. They'll tell you how to do it. They have a README. I'll probably put it on screen here for you. I cannot wait. I have not played this game. I am going to snatch this game on sale. It's not worth the 60, 70 bucks, okay? I'm going to grab this game on sale. I'm going to put that mod on. Everybody been talking about this game. Looks beautiful. Don't have experience, but if you don't know, now you know. Everyone, thanks so much for listening to me, App. If you're interested in very in-depth stories, that's what my main channel is for. No, pardon me, not my main channel. My documentary channel is for. Both channels are my main channel. I want to produce. I don't want to produce. I want to produce something with value. So if this is what you like, stick here. But if you like longer form stories, I put a lot of effort into those things. Writing, research, a lot of edits, a lot of cuts. As you can see with my flubs and my rantings, I didn't cut anything out. I want something like how I enjoy certain shows. I want something that people can enjoy. It's a little bit less of a story and more of an update, more of a, not a news show. I'm not going to be news ever, but things that are relevant in MMA to me that I like. So if you want bigger, rounded out stories about people like Alex Pereira, Dustin Poirier, Israel Adesanya, Merab Dvalishvili, I've done documentaries on these people. Thank you so much. And whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope that you know God, and I hope that you love Him. Have a good one.